Awesome Will here. I was sliding by, so I decided I'd slide on in and drop another video on you. Election 2024. Were you a founder when you found her? Politics, leadership, and empowerment explained. Once again, election 2024. Were you a founder when you found her? Politics, leadership, and empowerment explained. The role of the founder in a corporation: vision, leadership, and legacy. The role of a corporation's founder is multifaceted, evolving as the company grows from an initial idea to a fully established entity. While the founder's involvement may change over time, their vision, leadership, and influence shape the company's identity and future trajectory. Understanding the unique position of the founder offers insight into the initial success of the company and its long-term sustainability. The visionary architect laying the foundation. At the heart of every successful corporation is a founder with a clear vision, whether driven by a gap in the market and personal passion or a desire to solve a specific problem. The founder is typically the one who identifies a unique opportunity. Their vision goes beyond just creating a product or service. It's about shaping an idea into a company that can have a lasting impact on its industry and the world. In the early stages, the founder acts as an architect, determining the company's values, mission, and overall direction. Their ability to articulate a compelling vision and inspire others to believe in it is often what attracts early investors, partners, and employees. The founder's passion and commitment are key to building a culture of innovation and persistence that drives the company forward. The leader steering the ship through challenges. That's what we must do, guys. The leader steering the ship through challenges. As the company begins to grow, the founder must transition into a more prominent leadership role. While they may start off as a hands-on operator, handling everything from product development to sales, the founder's role quickly shifts to that of a strategist and leader. They must guide the company through the complexities of scaling operations, managing teams, and navigating competition. Founders often face critical decisions that can either make or break their corporation. Do you hear that? Founders often face critical decisions that can either make or break their corporation. Now, when I'm done with this, it's going to all make sense, okay? Just bear with me. This includes hiring the right people, securing funding, building relationships with stakeholders, and expanding into new markets. Their ability to pivot, adapt, and lead through adversity is essential for long-term success. Moreover, a founder's leadership style can profoundly impact company culture. The values and behaviors they model set the tone for how employees interact, collaborate, and perform. Founders also play a pivotal role in maintaining the company's integrity and mission as it grows. Now, do you hear that? And now, like I said, it's going to make sense in a few minutes. Founders also play a pivotal role in maintaining the company's integrity, being you, and mission as it grows. They ensure that the company remains aligned with its original vision even as it adapts to meet changing market demands. Recreation of self. This responsibility often requires a delicate balance between innovation and maintaining the company's core values, which can sometimes be at odds. The entrepreneurial spirit fostering innovation. And when your lady goes out, she's representation of you. as well. So don't forget that. One of the most enduring qualities of a founder is their entrepreneurial spirit. Even after a corporation becomes established, the founder continues to drive innovation within the company. They often serve as a catalyst for new ideas, products, or business strategies that keep the company competitive and relevant. This ability to foster a culture of creativity and risk taking is crucial for adapting to new trends and technologies and for staying ahead of competitors. The founder is also integral in building the company's brand identity. You are the brand. You're establishing your identity, okay, in this place called Earth. Let's continue. Positioning it as an industry leader or disruptor. Their deep understanding of the company's mission, being you, and core values allows them to articulate a compelling narrative to customers, being the lady or the spouse. It can apply, in multiple forms. You can apply this in multiple ways or different, areas of your life. The founder is also integral in building the company's brand identity, positioning it as an industry leader or disruptor. Their deep understanding of the company's mission and core values allow them to articulate compelling narratives to customers, investors, and employees. This sense of purpose, rooted in the founder's original vision, is what often separates successful companies from the rest. Now, this is very interesting right here. Walk with me. Legacy, transitioning, and succession planning. As corporations mature, the founder may decide to step away from day to day operations or transition leadership to a new generation. Being your spouse or being your children. Okay? While this process is often challenging, it is an essential part of ensuring the company's longevity. A well prepared founder works to instill their values, vision, and leadership qualities in the next generation of executives, ensuring that the company remains true to its roots while continuing to evolve. Effective succession planning is key to preserving the founder's legacy, whether through mentoring, hiring an experienced leadership team, or transferring ownership. The founder's role in securing a smooth transition is crucial to the future of the corporation. It is crucial to the future of the corporation. In this way, the founder's legacy becomes not about the company they created, but about how they positioned it for long term success, innovation, and growth. Okay? Now, the role of a founder in a corporation is one that blends vision, leadership, and entrepreneurship. From the initial spark of an idea to building a global company, founders lay the groundwork for every faucet of the business. Their leadership steers the company through challenges, fosters innovation, and ultimately ensures that the company remains aligned with its mission. Even after stepping down from day-to-day operations, the founder's influence continues to shape the company's direction. A founder's legacy is built not only on the success of their company, but on the values and culture they instill, which continues to guide the organization, being your woman, or being your women, or being just the general people that you conduct business with, or those people that are closest to you that assist you in everyday life, and they instill, which continues to guide the organization long after they have passed the torch. Okay? Now, stay with me now. Stay with me. Stay with me. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into something else. Okay? Going to go into something else. And like I said, very soon, it'll all make sense to you. Okay? Now, that was the role of the founder. Hopefully, you are the founder. And if you aren't the founder, as of yet, very soon you will be moving on into the next thing or the next phase of this topic or this discussion that I'm having with you. The importance of men and self-discovery, a journey toward authenticity. Self-discovery is a fundamental part of the human experience. Yet for many men, the journey towards understanding oneself can be particularly complex. In a world where tradition or traditional norms and societal expectations often dictate how men should behave, the process of self discovery becomes essential not only for personal growth, but also for emotional well being. Understanding oneself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually is crucial for living an authentic life and for fostering healthy relationships. Now, I'm going to give you a breakdown, breaking down societal expectations. From a young age, boys are often taught to adhere to certain norms, meaning to be strong, right? Stoic, competitive, and independent. While these traits can be positive in moderation, they can also create emotional and psychological barriers. For many men, expressing vulnerability, seeking help, or admitting to struggles can be seen as a sign of weakness. This repression of feelings and self reflection can have serious consequences, including anxiety, depression, and difficulties in building deep, do you hear that? Keyword, deep, meaningful relationships. The modern world, however, is gradually challenging these outdated stereotypes. Today, there is a growing awareness of the importance of emotional intelligence and self awareness for men. The ability to explore and embrace one's emotions without judgment is vital for mental health and well being. This evolution of masculinity encourages men to view self discovery as a strength rather than a weakness. Now, the role of self discovery in personal growth, it gets good right here, right? Walk with me now. Walk with me. Self discovery is a lifelong process. Hand clap, hand clap. There might be many of you, or there may be many of you that's on this journey right now as we speak. Congratulations to you, sir. Congratulations to you, sir. Kudos to you, sir. Okay? The role of self discovery and personal growth. Self discovery is a lifelong process. It involves peeling back layers of societal conditioning. You choose who you want to be as a man, okay? And try to be the best man that you possibly can be. But it's your choice, okay? Peeling back layers of societal conditioning, childhood experiences, and ingrained beliefs to reveal the core of who a person truly is. For men, this often includes questioning long held notions of identity, success, and purpose. The journey of self discovery may include exploring one's passions, values, and desires, as well as confronting fears, insecurities, and past trauma. When men embark on this journey, they often find that their authentic selves are much more multi-dimensional. I use that quite often, that word multi-dimensional, than the narrow labels society places on them. Self-discovery allows men to develop a deeper understanding of their emotional needs, a deeper understanding of their emotional needs and their aspirations, helping them navigate life with greater confidence and fulfillment. Just an example. For instance, a man might realize that he values creativity and emotional connection more than the competitive success his family or society value. Okay? Another might discover a deep desire to engage in self-care practices or to explore spirituality. These revelations not only allow men to lead more fulfilling lives, but they also enable them to engage more fully in their relationships. And that applies for both personal and professional. The importance of building, stronger relationships, right? Building stronger relationships. One of the most powerful outcomes of self discovery is the ability to form deeper, more meaningful relationships. When men understand themselves, there we go. There we go. Right there. We get into the bread and we get into the butter. You know what I mean? We get into the meat and we get into the cheese. Indeed. Okay? Self discovery is the ability to form deeper, more meaningful relationships. When men understand themselves, understanding yourself, know thyself, man. You know what I mean? Knowing yourself. It might take more time, for some than others to get there. But very soon, if you aren't there, you will be. Just be mindful of what I'm saying or what I'm presenting to you. They can communicate their needs and emotions more clearly, fostering empathy and connection with others. Self-aware men are better partners, friends, and fathers. Why? Simply because they are in tune with their emotions and can therefore support others in a more authentic way. Furthermore, the process of self discovery often leads men to challenging toxic patterns in their relationships, whether it's a tendency toward emotional distance, overwork, or unhealthy coping mechanisms. As men grow more self aware, they are better equipped to create balanced, healthy dynamics in their personal lives. Now, this is to this last portion right here is to pretty much conclude what I was speaking about regarding self discovery. And then we're going to move on into the next phase. Now, like I said, be mindful of what I'm saying. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a brief summary of what I just spoke about. And what I'm going to do is, I'm telling you, it's going to make perfect sense. It's kind of like preparing a word for you, kind of like, if I was a minister, which I'm not, but it's going to make perfect sense to you. Okay, once I go ahead and come on around the bend, and cross that finish line for you. Okay. Now this is a conclusion. Self discovery is not a destination. It's a journey, one that every man deserves to take. By embracing the process of exploring their own identity, your identity, no one else's, not a carbon copy, but your specialized or specific identity. Okay? Men not only unlock their full potential, but also contribute to a broader cultural shift toward emotional openness, empathy, and authenticity in a world that increasingly values mental health and emotional wellness. Self discovery is not just a personal endeavor, but it's an essential, let me say that again, it's an essential part of modern masculinity. Okay? Now, with all of that being said, okay, the importance, with the importance of man and self-discovery, a journey towards authenticity. I'm sorry. Okay, then the role of the founder in a corporation, having a vision, being a great leader, or having leadership skills, or constantly working on, being a better leader, rather it's in your own life or in the lives of others, and also legacy, which I mentioned. Now, are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Once again, are you ready for it? Now, with all of those things that are required of us being men on our day to day operations out in society, we not only do these things for ourselves, but we do it as examples for others in efforts or in hopes of them embracing the better qualities of who we are as men and implicating those things that we instill within them, applying them later in their life, if not at that very moment, taking the better qualities of the teacher, because there can only be one you. There can only be one you. But if you're teaching someone something, they can then formulate the teachings that you gave to them. They can then formulate it as they transition and as they learn. And it's a gradual process. They can then take or partake what they learned from you and apply their newfound knowledge. You can consider it being self-taught, such as me, myself, having a father. I grew up with the family, grew up with the father in the household. My father was my hero. My father was a great man in my eyes. My father could do no wrong, although he did. You know, I remember more of the great things he did, not only in the lives of other people, but how he positively impacted my life as well. And those golden nuggets and those gems that he gave to me, they will always, and this is going back to legacy as well, because my father now lives through me. He's no longer here with us, And that is very unfortunate. But, however, what he instilled in me as a child, I embraced those teachings. And it was more of the better qualities of who he was that I carry with me, or that I put on display for the world to see. Because he had a vision. His vision will always be his vision, will always be his vision. But I have a vision of my own. And what he taught me previously, those teachings and that vision is partially mine as well. But I'm creating or blazing a trail to my own success, or I have blazed a trail to my own success, coming much farther than he ever has, which any good parent would want their child to do. They would like them to progress in a way that they never had, because during that time they probably didn't have the access to activate all of their talents or activate all of their knowledge, because sometimes there is a such thing as being ahead of your time. And by him being ahead of his time, I'm the next batter up. But I managed to better articulate, or to uh, better innovate some of those things that he never really got a chance to do, that he never really had an opportunity to see. Although I'm doing my own thing, the better parts of him, the better qualities of that man, because that's what he is. He's only a man. Not that that's an excuse for anything that he's done wrong, but for the most part, I remember my father doing more good than bad. And I embrace those teachings, and you should do the same thing. But like I said, with all of those things that you need, there is one key factor or one key element for certain that you're going to need. If you have a higher power, whatever that higher power or that higher being is, that's wonderful. As long as you're a good human being, I have absolutely no problem with it. Right? And even if you aren't, as long as you treat people right, with respect, that's great. But with all of those things I just spoke about, this thing in particular that I am going to share with you is something that is definitely going to be needed for you to elevate to the next level of life. Even if you are successful, this is something that you're going to need, and you can never cast it away. As long as you live and you're a productive citizen, no matter what you're doing in the earthly realm, you, sir, will definitely need this. And if you don't, you remain stagnant. When you transform your mindset, creating more positive thoughts, you're already on the right path, right? It's time to gas up now. We're at a fuel stop. And this grade of fuel is definitely the grade that you will have to utilize or that you will need through the different stages of life. No matter what stage you're at currently, futuristically, you're always going to need this grade of fuel to continue on, moving into the next thing. The role of faith and effective problem solving in a man's journey. Balancing solitude and partnership. Let me say that again. The role of faith and effective problem solving in a man's journey. Balancing solitude and partnership. In relationships, particularly those between men and their companions, the balance between being a supportive partner and honoring one's own need for solitude can be delicate. Many men find themselves navigating complex roles, providing strength, offering solutions, and maintaining their faith, all while ensuring that their companions' emotional needs are met. The challenging the challenge, becomes even more nuanced when men's problem-solving tendencies and the space they need for reflection sometimes create distance in the relationship. However, it's important to recognize that faith and problem solving are not only tools for individual growth, but can also serve as crucial elements for fostering a deeper, more balanced connection. I don't think you heard. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? However, it's important to recognize that faith and problem solving are not only tools for individual growth, but can also serve as crucial elements for fostering a deeper, more balanced connection with your lady, with your ladies, with your son, with your daughter, with your wife, with your girlfriend. Fill in the blank, but it's very much needed. Now, the power of faith, a foundation of strength, building muscle. We're not necessarily talking about aesthetics. We aren't talking about aesthetics. We aren't talking about, muscle fiber. We aren't talking about anatomy. We're talking about higher vibrations of self-identity, self-awareness. Okay? We're talking about an inner strength, the power of faith, a foundation of strength. Faith, whether spiritual, religious, or in the form of personal conviction, plays a pivotal role in helping men navigate the uncertainties of life. It's a source of stability, grounding them when the world feels chaotic or overwhelming. A man's faith can help him stay centered. You gotta stay grounded, man. Making him more resilient in facing life's challenges, including those within a relationship. Whether faith is rooted in religion or a broader belief in values like love, integrity, or purpose, it gives men a framework for decision making and problem solving. A framework, okay? Faith often gives men a sense of trust in themselves and in their relationships. It can guide them to approach problems with patience and clarity rather than being driven by immediate reactions or anxiety. A man's faith may help him recognize that not all challenges have quick fixes, and that sometimes allowing space for personal reflection and growth can be as important as solving the problem at hand. It's okay, man. It's okay. They saying, "Oh man, he's strange, man. He acting different." You know what I'm saying? He acting different. You know what I'm saying? He ain't the same guy. He isn't the same guy. He isn't the same person we used to know. Because you elevating your game, man. You're elevating in this place we call life. And some damages that occur on this journey, of this thing we call life, it might be beyond repair, or you feel that it is until you withdraw. That's where you find the solution. The solution is within you. The solution is within your faith. The solution is in you being focused and you being grounded and you gravitating towards something more positive, something more influential, something that is more impactful in a more positive way, giving you a better solution. Simply because you have faith and you're not afraid to step away in complete solitude and figure it out. And to better develop the way that you think, to better observe life, to better observe self, to better observe your current condition or your current situation. It will change if you want it to change, but sometimes you have to withdraw because you'll never find a direct solution to your problem when there's clutter. There's clutter. There's no room for the solution that you need because all of the solutions that you're gathering from other people, there's nothing wrong with accepting, good advice. But sometimes you have to just be a man and figure it out on your own. Not sometimes, all the time. Who can give you a better solution about your life than yourself? Not saying that all information is bad information, but you're living your life for you. You know what you need. You know what you desire. They can only give you a suggestion, but they aren't walking in your shoes. So sometimes it's best to withdraw, take a step back, observe self, your current situation, strategize, being strategic as into how you're gonna uh, 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 repair whatever it is, or how you're gonna approach whatever the situation is. Being strategic in a way that if you had selected any other route, or if you had selected any other way or direction to go, it would have taken you much longer to get there. Take your own advice. It's okay to give advice, but can you take your own advice? If you aren't a counselor and you counseling everybody, or you're being of counsel to everyone, but you don't have a solution at all to your problem. So why wouldn't you take a step back? Why wouldn't you have faith? Not only in the unseen, not only are you being optimistic, but you're being productive in the process of you being optimistic, having faith, believing in the unknown, knowing that change for the better is coming because you're actively working. You're actively working. You're not waiting for change to come to you. You're making change in the midst of disruption, man. Turmoil, chaos, and not to be bitter about it is a beautiful thing because you have the answers. Not only did you take a leave of absence, you have the answer. You have the solution to your problem. Faith without works is dead. That's why we're actively working. They may not see it, and it doesn't matter if they see it or not. It's your life. You know what you're doing. You don't do it for nothing. And if you don't do it, it just ain't gonna get done, Jack. You dig what I'm saying? It just ain't gonna get done if you don't do it. You can't expect everybody to fix your problem. Even if there isn't a problem, you gotta maintain not having any if you don't have none. And you can only do that through faith, meditation, your work ethic, man, and working. Okay? However, it's essential that men also understand the delicate balance between faith and the need for personal solitude. The solitude that men often seek when faced with problems can be misconstrued as emotional withdrawal, even though it might be a necessary space for introspection and processing. Faith can be a powerful tool for men to navigate this solitude effectively without losing touch with their partner's emotional needs. Problem solving, a strength, but not always a solution. Effective problem solving is often regarded as a vital strength in a man's role, particularly when he is in a relationship. Men are often conditioned to fix issues, both practical and emotional, swiftly and decisively. While this approach is useful in many situations, it can sometimes clash with the emotional needs of a partner. Very true. In romantic relationships, especially when the problems are emotional or relational, a partner may not always be looking for a solution. Instead, they might need empathy, understanding, or simply a safe space to express themselves. This is where the man's ability to recognize when his problem solving skills are needed and when his presence is needed for emotional support becomes crucial. Men who can tap into their faith, trusting in their partner's ability to navigate difficult emotions are better equipped to listen and provide the necessary emotional space. Now, this is going to get interesting as well. Check me out. Unfortunately, the tendency to solve problems combined with the need for solitude can sometimes lead men to unintentionally isolate themselves, giving the impression of emotional distance or detachment. And that's not the case. This can leave their companion feeling unsupported or neglected, even if the intent is not to withdraw emotionally. Embracing solitude for personal growth. Solitude, when balanced properly, can be incredibly beneficial for a man's personal growth and mental health. It allows him to reflect. You dig that? Did you hear it? It allows him to reflect, process, and recharge, which ultimately strengthens his ability to be present for his partner. However, it's important for men to communicate with their companions about their need for solitude, ensuring that it is understood as a way of replenishing themselves rather than avoiding the relationship. Being vocal. You don't want her to have mixed signals, man. You know? Being precise, being direct. That's why I always say, man, I always say, no matter what kind of adversity I'm faced with, if I'm faced with adversity at all, rather I feel that this lady in particular, or this woman, or or this opportunity, at hand, if it's beneficial to me, I'd never lie, man. I don't feel the need to lie to have my way, especially with a woman, because